Hello, all. Hope y'all are getting ready for all of these competitions in the first half of the year, like I am. I'm about to add another one to the table. Thankfully, we got a little bit of time on this, but I did want to give you an update on the 2025 Boot Brew Fest competition and festival. I'll start this off by kind of going through the competition side, and then I'll step into the festival side. Figured a video might be easier than doing a bunch of different posts that might get separated and lost. So let's get into the competition first. So first off, definitions of the competition. I like to have this just to kind of understand that we're speaking the same language, though I may change some of this. But a medal table, that's where we're going to assign first, second, third. That's really the same as we've done in past years. There will, the mini best of show is what we refer to as the assignment of the medals there. Judging sessions and flights, those are all kind of straightforward. There is a table group now, though, which is a newer term that we're using this year. So this would be a way to group up beers that are like at a high level, right? The goal is to do table groups of 6 total. So you can see there they're listed out: pale beer, amber beer, dark beer, hoppy beer, big beer, and specialty beer. Of those, we take that and then split out medal tables from that. So you might get, pale beer might include American Light Lager. It might also include Munich Helles. Those will actually, they potentially may go to lager together, or they may end up splitting off to American German, depending on how the entries work. So the medal tables will be assigned after the entries all come in. So the groups, we're going to cap those at 36 per. We'll step into that and what's going to happen there. Best of show, one thing to point out here is that we're going from first, second, and third best of show to group winners, which I think that's pretty neat because you can say, hey, I was the best pale beer or the best amber beer or the best big beer of this competition. So we'll have 6 group winners that'll have custom awards. And then the best of show will be a single best of show from those 6, right? So step in. The competition information here, just something to give you a heads up. This is all posted on the site right now. The entry window is going to open up at 2/26, end of February, or towards the end of February at noon. So that is a Wednesday, and that should give you hopefully a little bit of time to prep for it, be ready for it. You can do it over your lunch break if you're a central person. And then we'll run through 3/14. Shipping windows a little bit cut from last year, but it's still 2 weeks. It should be plenty of time. So 3/3 to 3/14. Total entry cap 216. So you'll notice that is down from last year. We'll get into why a little later on, but that does equate to 36 per group. Those groups were set up to be balanced. So we'll step into how that breaks down in a few slides. We are going to cap the entrance up front. So you see that it's set to 2 initially right now. That's so that we can have everyone who really wants to participate. Last year we had a flood, which I'm not ungrateful for, believe me. But I did hear a lot of responses that say, hey, I wish I could have participated, but it filled before I could get back from lunch, right? So I'd prefer not to have that this year if we can avoid it. If it happens with 2, then I don't know what to do. But we'll try to stick it out there. It will go to 6 after 2 days. So Wednesday start, Friday it'll kick up to 6. So be ready for that. The bottles per entry are 3, so that moved up from 2 to 3. Part of it was we had some issues with that. Overall, it worked okay, but we had to do a lot more finagling than I would rather have to deal with to make that work. And plus, with a group level judging, that's going to make it really impossible this year to have 2 only. We're looking at approximately 12 per medal table, just to give you an idea of the competitiveness this year. So not blue bonnet, but certainly not some of the smaller comps. We'll try to keep it right in the middle. So just be looking at that. And then our judging sites right now, we have Lafayette, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. We have had plenty of help from Houston in the past. I thank him so much for that. this year we are trying our best to keep it Louisiana only. It's not for any reason other than to kind of stick to the name. Boot Brew Fest, and also, not wear out judges from other states, for our competition. That being said, anybody in any other state is more than welcome to come help us out. Or if they're looking for take-home flights or anything like that, we can definitely use the help. So this isn't exclusive to that in any way. So speaking of groups, this is the breakdown of the 6 table groups for 2025. Now, these groups, and I'll step into this later, but this was a data-driven decision. So took a lot of these where I actually had spreadsheets, and we broke down weights of color, SRM, versus hoppiness through perceived bitterness. Not even IBU actually did the calculation for perceived bitterness. ABV averages and things like that to come up with these. So there's a lot of that behind it, and when I step into it, you kind of see how it breaks down year over year. So one thing you'll notice here, and feel free to pause it, obviously there's a lot up here, but if you're looking to participate in multiple groups, right, especially with 2 entries up front, you may want to look at getting a beer that is, in one group and then another group, right? If you're planning on taking 2 golds home, that's the way to do it. So obviously, if you put 2 beers in, well, I guess I shouldn't say 2 golds. If you plan on winning 2 group awards, you would need to be in different groups, right? There will be 3 golds in each group, right? Because we're expecting 3 tables per group. This is the historical data I was talking about. So right here, I applied these groups to all of the previous years. So see 2021, we had 206, 22, 173, 250, 292. The distributions were pretty close year over year. But when you got to the averages, man, that was, I don't know how else to do that. I mean, that's about as good of a distribution as you can get right there. So I feel very comfortable with these groups. I think we'll give it a shot. If it works out this year, it's going to help us a lot in sorting and controlling what's coming in, making sure we don't get overwhelmed on certain tables and not others. So I think this will work out very well, and looking forward to trying it. This right here shows kind of the bracket style layout of how this will be judged. So the blue sections here would be the individual tables. So you kind of see, this is just a sample of dark beer. This was actually from a previous year, how it would have broken out based on the numbers submitted in a previous year. But you've got your best dark beer group and the pinkish here, pinkish red. You've got your yellow section here, which is going to be the gold, silver, bronze, which is coming from the table, right? So you've got dark lagers here, which would get a gold, silver, bronze. You've got your brown ales and porters, gold, silver, bronze. All your stouts, gold, silver, bronze. And then the golds from each of these 3 tables will come in and compete for the best dark beer in this group. And if you can see this, I know it's very tiny, but this is just a kind of layout of the overall bracket. I do have this in a PDF form, but it's just table, 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 winners, group, and then the groups flow into best of show in the middle here. So these 6 would be the competition for best of show. Which also, side benefit is it'll help our judges during best of show to not get fatigued out so much. So this is actually going to be very nice. Looking forward to that day so that they can have a nice fresh palate to hit these 6 beers and make a good decision on best of show. Award structure. So for all the winnings that you guys are planning to do, right? There's still going to be first, second, third for every medal table. First place of every medal table is still going to get the custom glass boot. Will be tailored for this year. The 3 first place winners of each medal table will then compete for the best of the table group. So that's going to be a custom award. There's going to be 6. So that'd be 6 of those. And then the 6 winners will compete for best of show, which is the 7th. So it'll be 7 custom awards this year versus the 3 we've done in past years. So it's actually increasing. For the medals themselves, obviously you can see in the screenshot here, but they are completely redesigned. Let's see if I can get a good shot here. In 2025, let's see, come into focus. Let's see. Well, oh well, may not be able to get it. Camera's not helping doing me any favors, is it? Well, so you have that, and then on the back side, you've got Lakeview Park and Beach logo. Yeah, there we go. Which I like that too. That's kind of cool shout out. There we go. Kind of got it. You can see we got it raised this year. Actually worked with a 3D designer and helped with getting it raised and everything. It's real nice, tactile. Feels good. Good weight, good size too. It's bigger than the last ones. So hopefully it's something that everybody gets excited about. I'd like to see those getting worn and shown off. So that being said, we are going to be looking for judges with this. I know that we mentioned we're doing 3 sites. We will be fine doing take-homes for certified judges if that works out better. If you can, help us out with this, please sign up at the bootbrewfest.com/comp site. That will help us out quite a bit. I would rather obviously have too many judges and not be able to sign everyone than what we've done in the past, which is somewhat overwhelming. So please, if you can attend, if you're a novice or if you're certified and experienced, please come help us out. We could use it. Okay, on to the festival. So on the festival side, this is the festival on site. This is my family's, see the hat? This is my family's park at Lakeview Park and Beach in Eunice. This we do for the award ceremony. So if you've ever listened to the live stream and you hear, hooping and hollering in the background, that's because we're on site. We've got people there. And the way it works is we have everyone show up Friday, typically, if you can make it, because that's the award ceremony. And then stay through Saturday if you're able to serve beer for the festival, or if you just want to hang out. Obviously, we hold cottages and, and everything else for the people that are serving beer first. So those usually get taken up. But if you just wanted to come for the day and check it out Saturday, you're more than welcome as well. It'd be great to have you. On the Friday night, by the way the structure is we do a dinner, we serve everyone, we have the award ceremony, and then right after that, bottle share, potentially, some kind of karaoke or something like that if someone does that. And then, it's just a great opportunity to hang out with like-minded folks, right? Brewers that, talk about beer, talk about, golf or knitting, sewing, whatever floats your boat. There's going to be someone that probably has a like interest with you, even other than beer. So a really wonderful time, nice and intimate setting, real laid back, right? And it's probably my favorite part of the whole weekend is that Friday night. Saturday, wake up late, enjoy yourself. We start the event we want to get set up at around 11 a.m. Just to give you an idea there. The festival itself will go for about 4 hours. And then there's live music playing at that time as well. We also have a judging demo. Now, I don't have it called out on this sheet here, but I do need someone that can brew a beer for the demo on site. I normally would rather just ask for a volunteer there. So we've had, people step up every year. It's usually a good time because you've got people coming up and checking you out right outside of the festival, and you're the only thing going on before the festival starts. So it's kind of neat. Also, we set most of the give out swag is usually on that table as well to try to draw more people to come check it out. So real good. The whole point is to promote home brewing. So if it's something you're able to help with, please do it. If you do volunteer, we'll offer to put your club's tent right adjacent to you. so that they're able to support you as well. Swap out if you need to have somebody watch something or if you just want to take a break. Uh, so we've got that. The submissions URLs are open. So that's that URL that's posted right there. That one shows, it will actually show you what you've posted as soon as you do it by clicking on the submissions page. You can actually see that. So if you're, questioning if you've already put it in or not, just check that page. It's on the festival site. We've got, let's see, 6. For the entries, we ask for any entries that are put in to bring a 1 5-gallon keg or equivalent, right? So about 48 12-ounce bottles, plus or minus, right? Obviously, if you're bottling some off of the keg or something like that, it's fine. Just try to bring enough to serve approximately 200 people, or 150 to 200 people. Not a crazy amount, but enough. And then we'll provide 2 tickets per entry this year. So that's up from normal. What it's going to do is if you bring, a decent amount of beer, we'll get you covered on the ticket side. The idea is to have you guys have a good time, enjoy yourselves. Just try not to abuse it, please. For the awards, we are still doing People's Choice beer. We're still doing People's Choice mead, cider, and other. And then we are doing Best Tent again. I thought that was fun. We'll do that one again. So Best Tent it's just going to be a panel of judges walking around, looking at the decorations, whichever one they think is the best. That's what get Best Tent, okay? The new one this year is going to be Country Clash. Now, Country Clash is going to be it's going to be a tent that represents the 4 really the 4 countries that are highlighted in the metal, if you've ever looked at it. Let's see if I can get it. So if you see the colors there, that's what that is in the middle. And they're also, the toasts are related to it, to each one. And that's where originally it came from. I thought of doing this since year 1, but never pulled the trigger on it. So this is something I'd like to see if we can pull off. We will be able to rotate the countries if this does work. So, we got France, Ireland, Germany, Spain, mostly from influence of, people coming to Louisiana. Obviously, there's others, but these were some that I thought to highlight, in year 1, and just haven't updated the logo just yet because we never did it. But if we pull this off, I could see this swapping to different countries every year and just try to highlight their beer. So let's look at how that might look. So first off, with the Country Clash tent, the idea would be to put that one in a central location. So if you look at the display on the right, at the bottom there's a very basic highlight of our layout. The blue squares would be kind of where the tents are laid out in that triangle shape in front of the stage area. And then we would like to have that tent with the countries right dead center, right? And it would ideally be a bigger tent. I'll see what we can work on there. Worst case, what we'll do is we'll just stack 4, next to each other or somewhere around like that, and then fit those in. So the idea would be people submit that they want to participate in this tent. Now, when you sign up for this, it doesn't mean that you have to be there physically. We can have other people serving your beer, if you prefer to serve with your club. However, if you want to split from the club, serve under your own tent, it'll be, maybe like some of our clubs, we have maybe too many people serving. This might be a good opportunity to serve into a different spot, have a little bit more room to stretch out. This is not one club per country. That's something very important to keep in mind. This is actually a pretty good opportunity to collaborate with other people from other clubs. So if you were to say, I'd like to represent France, for example, say I've got a French Saison or a French cider or something like that. Well, you would submit that, reach out to me through contact@bootbrewfest.com, and I'll try to pair you up with someone else who's also doing France. Now, if you've got backups, I need to know that because obviously, we may get everybody to do Germany, right? Which is probably the easier one, Germany, France, I would think. But if you if you're able to do a number two choice or something like that, let me know, please. What I'll do is try to weigh it out, pair up some teams, make sure everybody's good with each other, of course, and then you can collaborate offline with the people in your team, right? And I'm talking teams of maybe 2 to 3 people. We're not thinking these will be very big, or if that big at all. So, but collaborate, like, hey, I'm bringing this one, or let's offset, or hey, can you help me with the recipe on this one? That kind of stuff might be pretty fun to work with other people and try this out. And shout out to Jeff Oberlin for that idea. So thanks, Simpy. But I think this would be, kind of an interesting thing to work in some collaboration, and then see if you can win, that new special award just for that, right? So we'll do a people's choice for that as well. So the people will be voting for beer, cider, mead, other, and then this tent as well. And the best tent will be voted on by the panel of judges. So that is pretty much it for this update. So if you've got any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me either through the contact form on Boot Brew Fest, or if you want to hit me up on Facebook or something like that. I'm looking forward for ideas, questions, suggestions, anything at all at any point in time. So really appreciate you spending the time to watch this video. Probably drug on a little longer than I thought it would, but hopefully see you soon in the competition and/or festival. Cheers.